Yes guys, welcome from me, Championship Manager 0102, the Freeman game. I'm going to do an update on this for you for the simple reason we're getting very little game time in, and I know we're not going to have a little bit of game time for a while now. So like I did with my Game On challenge, I wanted to do an update as to where we're at. Now the problem about the updates on the Freeman is that there's never much worth screaming about because we've played very little. So don't expect too much here as I fire up the game since our last update. But I know Pep's gone away, and I know Ian's got his work, and I've got my shit to deal with. So it's very difficult. But do you know what? We've been through phases before on this game where we've not played for a long period of time for one reason or another. And the bottom line is, it's life, it happens. But we're still going. We're still soldiering on. Now we had a session Sunday, was it Sunday? And it weren't a long session, to my disgust. It wasn't a long session, but in that little session that we had, there was moves made. It was like a fucking chess game, I swear. It's like a chess game, and there were some big moves made. So we are well into season, what did we say it was? 137, was it? Yeah, I'm just looking in the air. Yeah, 137. So, right, it always fires up on Pep for some reason. Okay, so this is where we are at then. Man United lead the way, 67. Pep 65. Me 65. Now that could have been oh so fucking different, and I'll explain why. Because I was a little bit. This was what happened in that last session. I was fucking raging. I was fucking furious. You know, but hey ho, I mean, I think it was a more flattering scoreline for me in the fact that Pep sort of like, he took an early lead, he was 3-1 up at half time. Before I knew it, he was 4-1 up, you know, with still over half an hour to go, and I was a bit conscious as to how that was going to end. But it's not over yet. It is not over yet. You know, I'm not out of it yet. By no means. You know, there's still a good 10 to 12 games to go. Chelsea, maybe the dominance of Chelsea being the highest AI team is coming to an end because they're not clearing fourth like normal. But I would still fancy them to still finish it. This is where we're at then. Season 137. How fucking epic is this? So, in respect of the Champions League, we are all there, and including Chelsea. There we are, the Champions League. Who will go to the final hurdle? Last season it was me, of course, that took it against Manchester United. Now Pep's going to really want a Champions League, and I didn't really work it out until I'm just looking at it now. It's been a long time since Pep was on top of Europe, as you can see there. 12 years or so, 13 years if he fails it again. He desperately, I mean, what does he need more, a Champions League or a league title? He needs a league title more than anything, and you can see why he needs a league title, because shit, this is so bad for Pep, isn't it? It is awful. So since 20, so what's that? 29 years, well, 28 years he hasn't won the Champions. He hasn't won the league in 20 years. Is absolutely awful. 29 years if he fails it again. Who knows? Who knows? So that's where we're at with the Champions League, the League Cup and the FA Cup. Let's go to the FA Cup first. Mouth-watering semi-final clash: Man City against Man United, with the winners likely to meet Chelsea. Last season's winners, of course, was Pep. His hat-trick of FA Cups has come to an end after I knocked him out. So who knows where that'll go. In terms of the League Cup, we've got a final already set. Southampton, Manchester United. Of course, it was me that held that for 2 years running. So there'll be a new League Cup winner. Who's your money on? Who is your money on? And of course, let me remind you back to the league now. I'm still gunning for a hat-trick of league titles. But who knows where that is going to go. We're coming to the transfer deadline. I don't think we've got too many deals that have happened since the last update. For me, had I shown you this guy? I don't think I had. Not really done much, but you never know. Might pick up a little bit. Man United. Ian really has had a quiet year on the old transfer front, so be interesting. And as far as Pep's concerned, he's not really brought anyone of interest. Now, of course, the big thing is there is still one big, massive game to take place, and that is Man United will come to Man City in the league game, and that's not too long. A month from now, that's going to be fucking epic. I don't think he's got Pep to... No, he hasn't got to play Pep at all, has he? So that is the only game, really. But of course, I think what we should look at He hasn't got to take on Chelsea. That's important. Let's see if Pep's got to take on Chelsea. Yes, he has. He's going to entertain Chelsea on the 8th. Now, let's just remind myself something now. Crystal Palace are the team that seem to be the surprise package. Let's see if they've got to take on Crystal Palace as well. They have. Crystal Palace at home, Chelsea at home. It's a tough one for Pep. Could be a tough one. So for Ian, he's got to play me. He hasn't got to play Chelsea. We know he's got to go to Crystal Palace. That'll be interesting. For me, Crystal Palace, that's coming soon. Chelsea, Man United. We've got a bit of a tough run to come, haven't we? We've got a tough run, and you know, just to add, we've got Spurs in there as well. So let's have a quick gander now then at the international side of things. Right. So Pep is the manager of England, and this is where England are at. They are halfway through their European qualifying campaign. They're looking good, and to be honest with you, right, I'd probably locate Pep and shoot him if he didn't qualify out that group, because that is a fucking piss easy group indeed. I can't remember without going all the way around to see who Ian is. He's clearly none of this lot. No, it don't look like it. I couldn't even remember, to be honest with you. So let's just have a look. Ian. Oh god, I'm having a complete mind blank here. So Ian is Germany. So Germany, no, Germany. Oh, what are they? The holders or something? Yeah, they must be the holders. Have a look at 48. No, they're not the holders, which must mean they're the hosts. So they must be the hosts of the next Euros, and Ian will already be there. So let's have a look now. Something I did pick up on. I always do a little bit of fun and games banter, and I pointed out that the reputation in the world reputation, Pep wasn't number 3. This is always sort of between us three. I don't know how they determine that the Watford manager, I mean Chelsea, I don't accept it, but I get it. Spurs, I don't accept, and the Watford, I mean that is ridiculous that they're all world class. But the All Nations, now it's still okay. I mean that's bizarre. But what I did point out is that Pep is not world class. Interestingly, and to be honest with you, I'm not surprised on that, given what we've just read on the Champions League, as well as the league. The world reputation, Brazil, I don't think Brazil have done too much to warrant being in 3rd. I don't know how Ian is down to 4th, but this is a little bit wayward, to be honest with you. But let's have a look now then at some of the number of... This is going to have gone round. Remember, this is 10 years old, and a lot of flaws in the game exist. Number of cups won. I don't know how realistic that is. That looks about right, to be honest with you. Ian leads away with 323. Myself, 289. 268 for Pep. Now, that's any cup. That's the League Cup, FA Cup, Champions League, Super Cup, Intercontinental Cup. Absolutely everything and anything. And I would imagine that it's also World Cups and European Championship Cups, I would imagine. So, number of leagues won. Ian leads away with 62. 56 for me, 28 for Pep. 28 is fucking awful. But I would like to point something out though. With the leagues won, Ian's is across Wickham and Man United, whereas mine is across a lot more teams. And Pep's, of course, is across Mansfield and Southampton. Let's take a look now then at number of awards won. That looks about right. Ian leading the way. Awards, is that manager of the month, manager of the year? I would imagine that's... I don't know. Overall match record, that's going to have looped, I'm sure. Yeah, that's gone round the block, as you can see. That's why we've got nothing there, because it's gone round the block. A bit like how many miles you've done on your car, and it's gone round. So we can't have anything for that. This is All Nations. Yeah, that's right. Now, number of players bought. That could be about right. That looks. We obviously, when we started this game 10 years ago, we had no rules, as in only X amount of players purchased. So we have no ruling as to how many. The only ruling we really had was non-wib-wob. That was a big one. So that is players bought. Players sold. Yeah, I thought I might be leading that one as well. So yeah, there you see. Highest transfer fee paid. Now I don't quite know how they've worked that out. 299 million for me. That's got to be in a calendar CM year, I would imagine. If you've got anything to add on that, let me know. I'm intrigued. but I would say that's on a calendar year. So sort of from the update, 20th of June, right through to the 19th of June. So those transfers you get in when the window opens would count on that calendar year, I would imagine. I could be wrong, but I would imagine. Highest transfer fee received, again, that'll be on the calendar year, I would imagine. Now the problem about transfer received is I sold a player once for £200 million, and it was 100 million up front and another 100 million after an international appearance. So, but that won't go through as a 200 million, that'll actually only go through as 100 million on the calendar year. So, not that it's of interest, to be honest with you. Okay, next, total transfer fees paid, that's going to have gone round surely. Well, it's definitely not 721 million for me, it's definitely more than that, and that's gone round for all three. So I'm guessing now, this Will Shepherd must be getting quite, yeah, he must have been getting on, and I would say he's been at Chelsea, whilst we're really quickly here, let's have a look how long he's been at Chelsea. Since 45, so he's only been there for 6 years, to be honest with you, but he's been in the game for a long time, and I figured with that sort of money spent, that's probably a legitimate one. I keep click on that. Transfer fee received, that's going to have gone round. I would say all three of them have gone round completely. Okay, so let's have a look at overall match record. That's going to have gone round. Yeah, of course it has. It's a shame, really, because it would be great to see that. Number of awards won. We've looked at awards won, haven't we? Right, shortest period at a club. So I'm 101 with that, because obviously I've been at Man City the shortest out the three of us. But on the total opposite to that, longest period at a club, Pep is currently the leader, and that's his current team, Southampton. 48,777 days. Ian, really? Nah, that can't be right. That would tell me that Ian went to Man United the day after Pep went to Southampton, but that's not the case. That is definitely not the case. And mine was 19,664 when I was at Scunthorpe. Now that, of course, was over a span of 54 seasons. Are these all active managers, I wonder? They must all be. Yeah, they must. Yeah, they're all active managers. Okay. So I'm guessing. Let's have a look at that. Jesus Morales. Okay. Okay. That's definitely not right. Definitely not right. I'm going to check something in a minute. Number of manager jobs. Now, number of manager jobs, Pep 47. Now that's bizarre that Pep's ahead of me on that, because Pep's only ever had two domestic clubs, Mansfield and Southampton. So he's had 45 changes at the international scene, and as you can see, Ian's had 23 because he's only ever been Wycombe and Man United. For me, mine, as you know, mine has been around the block. Period at a club, which is what we've just been to. Oh, what am I talking about? I got that wrong, didn't I? Oh, I got that completely wrong. I'm sure you've already worked that out, haven't you? It's not a day after. So Pep's is 48,777. Ian's is 48,278. That sounds about right. 500 odd days. What's that? A year and a half or so? So yeah, sorry, my mistake. Reading that wrong. So yeah, yeah, because I remember when Pep first left Wycombe to go to Southampton, Ian said, I didn't know we were moving clubs. So Ian then left Man United a season or so later. Manager points. Now that is only over the calendar year, I believe. In fact, I know it is calendar year. But the calendar, and I'll look at more about that in a moment. The calendar year, world reputation. We've already been to that, haven't we? So the calendar points. Let's do that first. If I go to my Hall of Fame, and this is my Hall of Fame, my overall Hall of Fame for CM. Now, I've also imported, I believe, my ODB games on this as well. I thought I had anyway. Maybe I haven't. Yeah, maybe I haven't. So there you can see, top of my Hall of Fame is Ian. And you can see that went in on the 28th of March last year. 650,765. And that was when he was Man U/Brazil. That runs from January to December, your calendar points, just it says at the top there. And as you can see, as far as my Hall of Fame's concerned, Ian's dominating it. He's fucking killing it. Me and Matt on our game on are never going to achieve these sort of points because we don't have internet. Well, we could do. I suppose, who knows? You never know. But we don't, it's just a fucking pain in the arse. So Ian is really killing it. And that'll be a year when he probably won the World Cup for Brazil and won everything with Man United. And that is some points. from Ian. That is, I mean, the fact that he's got the whole top 3 is pretty fucking remarkable, to be honest with you, from Ian. That is really something, that is a benchmark to try and beat. If anyone can beat that, with regards your points, let me know, share it with me. If you did whip wobble centralised tactic, I don't want to know. So that is very, very impressive. If you're wondering who Terry Yoroff was, that was Ian's nickname. But let's call it an OCD. I don't like nicknames, actually. I put my name as Mike C. So what I did is I changed the nickname. If I go to Ian, I changed the nickname. Let me show you. So there you see, I know Ian Doyle is his proper name, and if I edit nickname, if I remove it, Terry Yoroff, okay? But as far as my Hall of Fame's concerned, the Hall of Fame, it puts it in as it is at the time. So that is that. So let's now take a look now then at my job. Now I want to check real quick. I did say I'll do this before, with my Game On challenge, and I'll quick gander at all the jobs. For me, you know I've done something similar like this before. We've been around the block. We started at Scunthorpe. We went to Ireland. The old fucking African Nations floor kicked in there. Just to remind you, I know I've said this before. 1 game of Ivory Coast. I won it. I then got sacked. Fuck you. South Korea. I think that's my only sacking. I'm pretty sure it's my only ever sacking, and that's because of the floor. I've always resigned as an international manager before being sacked. And as you can see, we took over Liverpool in 2068. I'm also checking that I didn't get sacked anywhere. Peterborough in 2089. Sweden, that was my best ever feat. I think Pep's best ever feat as an international manager is also Sweden. Spurs in 2101, 50 years ago, just over 50 years ago. Swansea in 2113. Chelsea in 2118. We even took Egypt for a little bit. We were at Chelsea for quite a while then. You can see, so we left Chelsea in 2118. And from there we went to Man City, which is where we are now. We went to Man City for not even 7 years, and we've done so much at Man City. So give us credit where it's due, definitely. But we've been around the block. Okay, that is me. Let's take a look now then at Ian. Ian, as you may already remember, he's not really had the jobs like me and Pep have had. So started out as Wickham. Man United, been a Man United ever since. Ireland was his first international job. Sacking of England. I mean, to be fair to him, another good feat for England, for Ian here. He took over England in 2022 and was sacked 22 years later. Sacked Spain, sacked Germany, sacked Spain, sacked Brazil, sacked Germany, sacked Holland. Fucking hell, this doesn't look good, does it, Ian? Sacked Spain again, and I think he's recently started to resign now then. So that is Ian, and let's go to Pep now, the guy with all the fucking jobs. Right, let's start then at the beginning. Mansfield, went to Cameroon, resigned Cameroon, Southampton in 2017. So let's look at our sackings, and that's what we're really going for, isn't it? Sacked as France. Sacked as Brazil in 46. Sacked Germany 50. He's beat Germany so many times, it's unreal. Sacked Germany in 2066. Sacked Germany in 2086. Sacked Spain in 2090. Sacked Brazil in 2102. Sacked Germany in 2106. You're a disgrace, Pep. And they still keep fucking hiring him. Spain sacked again in 2136. Sacked Germany in 2140. Sacked Brazil in 2146. And yeah, that is it. That is outrageous. Now, for all I know, that could contribute towards their world reputation. I'm not sure it does, because like I said, this is 10 years old. This is a bit of a sort of not a flawed version, but there was a lot of flaws that have since been fixed on the updates over the last decade. So somebody asked me again, "Oh, are you playing the update?" I went, "Mate, it's a fucking 10 years old, you twat. It's 10 years old. We started 10 years ago. It was the update. It was the update at the fucking time. It was the up-to-date patch at the fucking same time." Do you know what I mean? It's so frustrating with some people. cunts. So, you know, I feel, you know, we're coming now to the business end of season 137. There's still a lot to play for. I'm not out of the title yet, you know, particularly because I've got to play Ian. They've both got a game in hand, and hopefully they'll slip up. Pep, you can see, draws have been his biggest issue this season. Truth be told, if I don't win the title, I would like to see Pep win it. I would, you know, I think he's had a tough 28 years. I would like to see Pep do it. But I think he's more vulnerable to slip up against AI than what Ian is. Now, Ian, of course, has still got to play me. So, you know, I mean, Crystal Palace. Will Crystal Palace have a say in it? You know, let's just have a look what sort of value. They've not got the biggest value team in the world. So that, you never know. I mean, Chelsea are always going to be a big team, no doubt about that. They're always going to be. I don't think anybody else. I mean, Spurs have always been up there since the days of me being in charge of them, and they've got some all right players. To be honest with you, Spurs, they've got some all right players. And really quickly, what we'll do really quickly, let's just have a look at our most on-form player between the three of us. For me, well, the Brazilian meme machine is a man, but this guy here, and that's not Didier Drogba, by the way, it's somebody else, but he's had a few games and he's done really well. But definitely, it's Falco Regen, Mosquera, absolutely great. Lionel Sanchez, another Colombian, absolutely phenomenal. That is the situation for me. Let's go to Ian then. Ian's top man, Cabrera. I don't think he's been a regular. I think Koeman's. I mean, he rotates his team really, really well. Ribéry Regen, he's a solid player. I would like Ribéry Regen off Ian. So Ian, if you're watching this, let's make a deal, yeah? Let's make it happen. Let's give the fans what they want. Ribéry Regen, Barra deserves to be a team that plays wingers. Federici, I think he's solid. He really is solid. So that's Ian. Let's go to Pep. Now, I know who Pep's is. We said about it before, didn't we? That's not Zeko Regen. That's a different guy knocking it out, but look at him. What a fucking season. By far, this has been his absolute... And that's what's led him to be within a chance of the title. Lima, that is a mess... no, that's not... Dickhead. That's not Messi. Where is... That's a Lima... Yeah, I would love Lima. Pep, I've said to you before, if you're willing to sell, he did say not a chance, but Pep, let's make it happen. The Messi Regen deserves to be at a club fighting for honours on a regular basis, not every 28 years. So let's make it happen, Pep. That's who I want. So yeah, so we've all got our standout players, I feel. But who knows? You know, who knows? I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. And that's it from me, guys. That is the three-man game and where we're up to. A really in-depth sort of briefing on the game so far. You'll see that I've changed around a few of the images on the old channel there. Just to reiterate to you guys, if you want anything doing on CM, whether that be a preview save, anything to do with tactics, any tips on anything specific, let me know. Till next time from me, guys, take it easy.